So the government has got proposal for the second round of Udan scheme, the scheme which was launched early this year by the government. It was part of the National Civil Aviation Policy which was announced last year. The plan was to make flying affordable for everyone. Only a few percentage of the Indians currently fly in planes. Largely the dependency is on the railways. With the Udan scheme, you will see the fares going down to as low as 2,500 rupees for a 1-hour flight. There's some regulations around Udan as well. For example, if you look at Udan, only 50% of the seats are reserved for subsidized seats, and the funding will come from both the central government as well as the state government. Now let's look at the second round of bidding. How much interest the airlines have shown. It's tremendous. The kind of interest that they've shown. In fact, if I was looking at the report just yesterday, and I was surprised to see as many as 17 airlines have shown interest in Udan this time as compared to just 5 last time. The names have not been announced because there will be a counter bidding process which will happen now, and we'll get the final names and the details of the routes only by the December, mid or end of December. Till then we have to wait which all these airlines who have applied for it. India currently has a 7 to 8 big airlines, and the rest are very small airlines. They are just barely making it to the less than 1% market share. So a lot of airlines in India have seen shutting down in the past few years. Let's see how these 17 airlines will be able to do any justice to the Udan scheme. If you look at the number of routes that airlines have applied for this time, it's 502. Substantially larger than the last time when it was around 126, 128 routes. The problem with having applied for so many routes is that in India, if you look at the traffic, air traffic is largely concentrated around 5-6 big metros. In fact, more than 66% of the traffic is generated in these 6 metros. The problem which might come with having so many routes and having to serve so many airports is that you can't have a regional city flight to a regional city flight. Most operators don't find it economical to fly from one regional city to another regional city. They have to connect it to the one of these 5-6 metros, which includes Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata and Chennai. These are the 6 big metros. So you have to connect to one of these metros, and largely, to be more precise, you have to connect to Delhi or Bombay to make it profitable over a long period of time. The problem with having Delhi and Bombay airport is there are not enough slots. So these airports are already so congested that airlines are finding it difficult to get slots, landing and parking slots in these airports. So that will be a big issue. If you look at the last time, 2 small airlines, Air Deccan and Air Odisha, they applied for. They were very aggressive in terms of applying for routes in the Udan's first phase. Again, the problem was that they had to bargain, negotiate very hard with the DIAL, which is Delhi Airport, to get slots, and they applied for some 16 odd slots and they got just 10 slots, and that too after a lot of hard bargaining with the airport authorities. So that is going to be a big challenge going forward, that how these routes will become profitable, because you have to connect to metros, and that is not going to happen unless these big airports like Delhi Airport and Bombay Airport have to be expanded substantially. Again, that is going to take some 3, 4, 5 years. We have to see. Till then, I don't know how success these phase 1 and phase 2 of Udan is going to have on the overall aviation scenario. Though government is very, very optimistic and they are painting a very rosy picture about these Udan scheme, we have to be very bit skeptical about how this is going to pan out going forward.